What's up, YouTube? So I've made this video like 3 times and I've tried to get it edited and get the video onto my computer from my phone, since I've just been using my phone to record instead of my camera, and it's I am not a tech savvy person by any means, and technology is probably the one thing that can get my blood boiling super fast. And I've almost thrown my phone and my computer across the room several times. But anyways, I'm gonna make this video, and hopefully it's short enough that I can just upload it from my phone and not have to edit anything. So with that said, I'm gonna be kind of quick. I know I'm already a minute in. I'll walk you through the garden, give you the quick update. I've had so many things going on. I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now, and it's been really exhausting. The tent is coming along really well. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but all of that really isn't top priority, and so that's why I'm kind of just putting it on the back burner right now. But yeah, the garden, let's check it out. Sun's going down, so hopefully we still have some decent light. Garden's doing pretty good for the most part. Asparagus, all that stuff that I potted up as little tiny seedlings last year, last spring, or actually, when was that? It was last spring. I think it was like March or something. Jim started them all from seed. He got the seed from his property in Maine, brought them down here, planted them in December, got them this tall, and then gave me a bunch. There they are. They're doing really good. I actually started a bunch of my own this year. You can see the little guys starting to sprig up. There's a whole bunch in there. This is all Mary Washington, and then this is a different one with just a bunch of numbers. Anyways, cilantro doing really good. Spinach coming up strong. Carrots doing good. That overseeded bed of carrots, I'm getting carrots out of it. They're just small and they're a pain in the butt to pull, but I'm only pulling out of the edges. You can see that they're doing bigger, or they're doing better, and they're bigger on the edges. They get more room to push each other. The ones in the center are just too crowded. They'll never do anything. I'll probably keep this for a couple more weeks, harvest what I can out of it, and then pull the whole bed and wash all the carrots that are salvageable and save them. I'll bag them up and sell them as bagged carrots or something. I don't know. We'll see. This is arugula and then mizuna, 2 rows in the bed. Arugula on this side, mizuna on this side. It's doing okay. Germination for the mizuna is spotty. I don't know what the deal is with that. More carrots, seeded the same day as that bed. Tatsoi. I've picked this bed of tatsoi, I don't even know how many times. This is the original planting. It's doing great. Last year, tatsoi, I got maybe 1 planting, and then it got diseased and died. So I'm happy with that. These bunching onions are doing good. They take forever in a day to grow this time of year with the short daylight hours. But come spring, they'll be growing really, really fast. I just cut them flush with the ground and let them regrow. In the spring, they'll regrow in about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks roughly. But yeah, they're doing good considering. Lots of seeds started. It's a bunch of beets. You can just barely see them starting to push. Bunch of salanova, more broccoli in there. I think that's, what is that? That's Happy Rich broccoli. Good stuff. Look at all that salanova. Looks so good. Don't look at my parsley that I haven't transplanted. It's needed to be transplanted quite a while back. But that's going out hopefully tomorrow. More salanova. More lettuces and broccoli and kohlrabi and kale and fennel that should have been planted a long time ago. Trays that I have to empty because I never got them planted and they weren't doing too good. blah, blah, blah. Broccoli, lots of broccoli. I harvested over 20 pounds just this week off of both of these beds. 2 weeks prior, I think I got close to 30 pounds. Like, it was a ton. Didn't pick it all at once, but yeah. This broccoli, it's Arcadia, the one you can't get anymore, of course. It's doing great. All the side shoots, they're coming on strong. See another one in there. I'm being real lazy with this zooming thing. Bulb fennel, doing good. Harvested a bunch. There's still a ton left, and that stuff regrows from the cuts. You can actually see some right there. See how it's, oop, fat finger. Anyways, let's see if we can do this. See the little regrowth? That's where, that white piece is where the old one was. These regrowth ones will typically branch, and you'll get 2 bulb fennels off the same root mass, stump, whatever. 2 beds of Salanova. Was a little short right here. Transplanted spinach, doing good. Napa cabbages, doing good. We're gonna get some cold weather this coming week, so I'm gonna leave those, let them sweeten up a bit, and then pick them all and turn it all into kimchi for market. Then there's that, what is that stuff? Tokyo Bakana. It's like a loose leaf Asian green on the sides. The Napa cabbages, their root mass is pretty wide, and I think it's stunted all of these because they've been in the ground for almost a month and a half, 2 months maybe. Yeah, anyways, once those Napas come out, I think these will pop back and really like take off. We'll see though. Celery, doing really good. I've harvested a ton out of that, harvesting outer leaves. These 2 beds of tomatoes are blowing my mind. Like, it is January 11th, and I haven't covered these once. They've gone through 1 frost, I know for sure, and the other was kind of iffy, whether or not it was really a frost or not. Oh, this broke, darn it. This is that Tasmanian chocolate. Yeah, they're cracking a little bit at the top, but you know what? For a tomato grown out in the open, vine ripened in January, I'd say that's pretty darn good. And these things are loaded. This is at, oh shoot, I always forget the name of this one. Whatever. This is another one. But these plants are just loaded with fruit. It's crazy. I love them. There's so many tomatoes. I think I might actually cover them. This week, we're supposed to get a cold snap. We had that crazy winter storm. Crazy as in everybody blew it up out of the proportion. But anyways, there's a lot of tomatoes in here. I'm not gonna keep digging. But yeah. And then these 3, I don't know what the heck they are. It's a yellow tomato. This one is ripe. I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they are. All 3 plants happen to get planted in order, like right next to each other. I don't have a clue. Come back for those. They're doing good, but anyways, I didn't want them there. This was Mizuna. That's arugula. I chopped it back hard. I've been picking off of that for 2 months now, and it just got too big, too overgrown, so I just like mowed it basically. This was all Mizuna. I ripped it out. Now it's Hakurei turnips. Had to zoom in just to see them. Planted them like a couple days ago, so I wasn't expecting to see them. Carrots, doing good. This is a whole bed of mustard greens. I just mowed that to the ground too. It's regrowing. This was like 1.5 feet tall. Just getting too thick, too dense, not looking good. Salanova, doing really good. Harvested a bunch down there for the market this week. We'll harvest another big section, and then a week later, and some regrowth down there. Kale with Tropicana lettuce in the middle. That Tropicana lettuce is amazing. This is all rabbit damage. The lettuce was fine, but the kale got mowed. Beets, they're doing really good. The golden beets, I really like them. So does Willow. What is this? Carrots and radishes. 3 rows of radishes and 5 rows of carrots. And the carrots didn't germinate too well. That's why I seeded the radishes in it. Pak choy, doing good. Rabbit damage in the front, but that's a bed of collards. They're kind of growing slow. This is more Salanova with bunching onion down the middle. This is that purple tatsoi with dill down the middle. I love that color contrast. Empty beds. This was all my roselle, but I pulled all that and had it flame weeded. My friend came through and did that while I was seeding the other day. He was a huge help. There was a ton of weeds, but they were all like little tiny surface weeds, and I wasn't about to get out there and pull them, so flame weeding saved the day. All that edible leaf hibiscus, I'm just gonna rip it out. I might cut a couple to the ground, see how they do, but anyways, I don't really use it. So this garden's doing all right. I need to get a lot more planted. Markets have been pretty slow. I missed 2 markets in December. 2 or 3 markets in December, I don't even remember. The first one, I had health problems again, and the second 2 was the Christmas market and the New Year's market, and both of those sucked. Christmas market, we had 6 vendors show up, and the New Year's market wasn't that much better, and hardly any customers. Centropic system, it's a nightmare. As always, I've never liked the system. It looked cool at one point, and then it just became an ideological nightmare. Look at that. I cannot keep up on the weeds in here. These centropic grows just breed weeds, and it's not worth it. So I just said forget all of my tomatoes, which weren't doing too hot anyways. All the zucchini wasn't doing good. All that cilantro or celery wasn't doing good. I mean, there are tomatoes. Considering that I haven't done anything in this area, I am picking a decent amount of fruit. So there is that. Sun gold. Out of a 75-foot bed, there is 15 to 20 red or white Russian kale plants left. The rabbits didn't eat those. There's a couple here. Another bed just mowed by rabbits. Weeds are horrendous. This what is this? Indigo cherry drop tomato. It's a semi-indeterminate. Last year I just did single stems, didn't get a bunch. Since I've neglected all of these, I've got a whole lot more because they're branching. So next year, or at least in the spring, what I'm going to do is just Florida weave them and not even prune them. I'll prune up the lower leaves just to keep them clean, but yeah, this is one of my favorite tomatoes. It's so good. It's got almost like a smoky flavor. Check it out. I think that's a Cherokee purple. I don't know where the tag is. Oh well, we'll look and find it later. There's some decent sized tomatoes in here. These was my trial beds. my labeling system this year kind of, well, I sucked, okay? It wasn't my labeling system. Labeling system would have been fine. But, that Mayan Traveler, these little pumpkins. I think it's a Mayan Traveler, at least that's what they were called when the person gave me one tomato last year and I saved seed from it. There's a couple ripe ones. Goofy looking little things. Lots of bananas though still. Harvested one rack out of here. It was starting to turn. Hopefully soon there'll be a couple more. Hopefully we don't get a hard freeze and it messes them up. I don't really know what would happen if there was a hard freeze on them. Yeah, just more tomatoes and bananas. Loquats. This tree, not in particular, but a lot of the loquat trees are loaded with fruit. They're doing really good. The bananas, loquats, and some of the other trees in here definitely benefited from the compost. They don't get everything they need from just grass that grows in one spot, in my opinion. So I definitely think compost and deep mulching the beds, which is what happened, is the way to go. Avocados are loaded with blossoms. This tree in particular was loaded with fruit last year. Anyways, that's the update. I'll try and keep you guys updated, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes with the whole technology thing. Who knows? This video might not even make it. So with that said, happy gardening. God bless. Oh, you guys can still order compost tea. I have a bunch of the ingredients. I haven't really been posting and talking about it too much, but it's out there. You can use it with people starting to get stuff started for their spring gardens. I know it's January, but I know when I lived in Washington and in Maryland and Virginia and everywhere else, Montana, I personally was starting stuff even in January for a spring garden. Just because I'm in Florida doesn't mean anything really. Granted, I grow all winter here, but I got stuff started even in December for my spring gardens in all those northern states. So you can definitely be using the compost tea, whether it's on seedlings, in your seed starting mix, in your garden now, getting the garden ready. If you have a greenhouse, it's great. And heck, I even put it on my houseplants, even though I live in a tent. But yeah, so if you want to order some tea, you can support me by doing that. I send it out weekly. Shipments typically go out on Tuesday when I go to market. If you're local, you can pick it up at market. I normally bring a couple batches each week, but yeah, so there's a lot going on. I've got some more information I want to spill, but I just gotta pick the right time and figure out how I want to word it all and address it all, so I get it all in there and it's nice and organized. But yeah, happy gardening, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.